Go and blast them up.
To get these fools on my side.
Let's just hope they're fast enough.
So don't be the one to die tonight.
Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr.Kendo, and I am back with the Pokemon Red commentary. So, last episode was all about Mrs. Kendo, and it still kind of is in this episode. Basically, we're trying to get her to evolve into a Butterfree. That is my wife-to-be's choice of Pokemon. I was actually wondering, is she going to choose Jigglypuff, or is she going to choose Butterfree as the one that she wants to be named after? Because I said, hey, I'm going to name all of my Pokemon after my subscribers and my viewers, but I will give one to me and one to her. So that's what she came up with, was that she wanted to be Butterfree, and she also likes Jigglypuff, so I guess if you were to ask her about her top 2 or 3, she would say Butterfree or Jigglypuff, and I don't know who else she would say. She likes Pikachu a lot, so maybe Pikachu's in her top 3 as well. But anyway, just to be very clear on how you get your name for one of the Pokemon to be named after you on my series, I do want to let you know that you should go through these channels to get it. Basically, what you need to do is you go to one of the Dr. Kendo social media pages other than YouTube. So go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/DrKendoCommentaries, and that's just DrKendo commentaries. There's no dot, because obviously it doesn't let you put a dot in there or anything, and Doctor is just DR, so it's not spelled out all the way. Or you could go to the Twitter page. It's www.twitter.com/DR_KENDO, and Mrs. Kendo is growing up with some more levels. This is great. Basically, she will evolve at level 10, so that's obviously the goal. So we're just kind of going through the Viridian Forest or whatever pathways we can to grind down some of these Pokemon and get Mrs. Kendo to evolve. So, anyway, that, as I was mentioning just before, that is the process for getting your, I guess, your YouTube username. You can, of course, amend it a little bit, but I like to name them as close as I can to your username. Obviously, it doesn't always fit in, you know, it only allows for so many characters. So if you have a really long YouTube username, you can you can suggest a way to shorten that down for me, or I can come up with it if you want. But basically, I will center it around your username in some way. So, as you see, every one of the Pokemon that I have here, they are named after users, or they're named after myself or Mrs. Kendo. The Charmander is the one that I named after myself. I just called him Kendo because my player name is Dr. Kendo, so didn't want to repeat Dr. Kendo and Dr. Kendo right there. So, this is actually, let's see, I guess it's going relatively fast for grinding down Pokemon. As I said in my last episode, the Viridian Forest really is the best place. As long as you're not running into Caterpies and stuff like I am right now in the Weedles, they don't really give a lot of experience. It's only 11 experience per Pokemon if you're using 2, I think, generally. And so, really you want to kind of run into Kakunas and Metapods if your luck goes that way. That's kind of the best luck that you can get, is to run into them, because they're generally higher levels and they will offer more experience, and all they do is just harden. So you've got a pretty good chance of leveling up in there, at least a little bit quicker going that way. So I'm actually trying to make Mrs. Kendo fight, but it's not always working out because, you know, as a Metapod, it's just so hard to, you know, it's hard out here for a Metapod. They gotta tackle and harden, and that's basically what's in their arsenal. So it would take a long time, or it just is not in the cards. So that's why I'm usually switching out, and I'm kind of just giving everybody else in the party a chance to level up as well. So that's why, you know, I'm using all different types of Pokemon here. You know, I'll switch between Leroy, Jethro, the Spearow, or Tamarichu, the Pikachu, named after Tamari773, maybe even Kendo every now and then. It hopefully won't take us too long, but while we are grinding here, I'll of course speed up the footage, but I will also do what Dr. Kendo commentaries are known for, which is answering questions from you, the viewer and subscriber, Mrs. Kendo level 9. We're on our way. But anyway, the question that we have today for today's episode actually comes from somebody whose username has Pokemon in it, because it comes from the Pokemon Freak 12, who asks, where did your inspiration for making videos come from, and when did it start? Well, I will just say that the Pokemon Freak 12, he actually had a birthday back in July, so please wish him a very late happy birthday now, of course. But I did a birthday rap for him. If you're not familiar with, sort of my series that I do on my channel, I do a lot of them. One of them is the birthday raps, where I will create a song and have Mrs. Kendo sing on it in the chorus, and we do it for your birthday. And so anyway, the question, where did my inspiration for making videos come from and when did it start? Well, I'll start with where it started, actually. It was last year in July of 2011. And so that was actually, July was Founders Month recently, is what I deemed it as, when July came around recently. But Founders Month will be July every year, and that's when I'm going to try and celebrate and upload as much as I can and do the greatest festivities, because that will be in the honor of my channel starting. It was somewhere around July 2nd that I did my first commentary video, and it was actually for Gauntlet Legends. So that is a series that is ongoing on my channel, but probably one of the slowest next to Mario Strikers Charged. Those two basically get the fewest amount of views and everything, so I generally am slower to upload those than any of the other series and stuff. But Gauntlet Legends was what I started on, and I soon came to Mario Kart after that, just because I was, I was usually interested in watching Mario Kart commentaries and stuff on YouTube. I never really found one that stuck with me or anything, and I wasn't too into the community until I finally got started with it myself, and then I started to find others that, I got interested in. But basically, just in general, where did my inspiration for making videos come from? Well, before I had all of these epic subscribers, my 419 or 420, however many there are right now at this moment, before I got all of them, because they are the biggest inspiration of all, I actually didn't tell my fiance that I was doing videos. I thought that she would think it was really lame or something. It's incredibly nerdy what we do. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, before all that came through, I basically just got inspiration from just watching various games. It wasn't really just one thing. I was watching a lot of StarCraft, actually, because I used to play StarCraft 2 a lot, but now it's kind of petered out a little bit. Yeah, I was watching StarCraft 2 commentators. My favorite actually was Husky StarCraft, if anybody out there has heard of him. I doubt anybody from my channel has, but maybe somebody in Necessary Quest or Necessary Gaming or whatever has heard of him. But that was sort of the initial, person that I stuck with on YouTube for a long time, and so I'm really interested in what he does. He does a lot of goofy things and has a lot of high energy and stuff, so I just thought, what games do I play that would actually be fun to watch, being casted on YouTube and stuff? And so I just sort of dove head first. And if you want to know how I got everything that I've got up until this point, which is, some 420 subscribers in just a year and like 80,000 video views overall, I walked the entire way. I'm telling you, nobody gave me fame except for, if you consider Necessary Gaming, that was really the first thing that put my videos more out there, I guess, than they already were, because I'm just marketing them all myself, and I'm walking the entire way. Nobody's showing me really how to do stuff. And again, Necessary Gaming is the exception, although I still figure out a lot of this stuff on my own. And I had a pretty, I guess, solid frame for what my channel does and stuff before I joined Necessary Gaming, so I kind of have this all already, under wraps and already a channel as it is. And so now, actually, often what comes through my channels is, the subscribers. They'll suggest something, and then I take that idea and I run with it, and I find out a way to make it epic and bring you good content. So I really, really hope that you appreciate it, because honestly, the feedback, it is unbelievable what a comment does for me. I really, really love to just interact with the, subscribers and the viewers and stuff. So honestly, if you, PM me, if you comment, if you do any of this stuff, I usually will respond. There's been like once in my life that I haven't ever responded, and Mrs. Kendo is level 10. Oh yeah. Oh, and Kendo grew to level 11. What? Mrs. Kendo is evolving. Of course, and so this is epic. Gonna be the Butterfree, which on the cartoon was an epic Pokemon, and I was so pissed that Ash let it go. Ash just let go of tons of Pokemon, and it really was whack, and I did not like that ever. Like, he got rid of his Primeape and stuff like that, and yes, everybody can say they were for good reasons or whatever. I don't care. Like, never really even caught a Haunter, but like, you know, you remember the Haunter was following him around that one time and earned him a gym badge by making the gym leader Sabrina laugh and stuff. It was just like, Ash, why can't you hang on to a Pokemon? And so I actually, you know, I probably have mentioned this before with my commentaries and stuff for Pokemon, is that I've been rewatching the cartoon actually since I've started doing this, and I only have like the first, I guess, 3 box sets or something, so that goes up to what, like the Orange Islands seasons. So anything beyond that is very, you know, hit or miss for me. I maybe have seen it, maybe haven't, but most likely I have not seen it. So I don't even know, but did Ash use his muck later on? Because remember, he had a muck. I saw the episode that he came back with his Krabby, and like it evolved that episode that he had it battling, you know, when he was going into the Elite Four or whatever it was, or whatever that competition that he was using it in was. It might not have been the Elite Four. My memory is extremely fuzzy on that right now. But anyway, I am going to this portion over here of the map, this route, to take on the disliker who says, "Hey, you're going to the Pokemon League? Forget it. You probably don't have any badges. The card won't let you through. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger?" And of course, mine did. This is honestly going to be overkill, I think, because most of the Pokemon that I want to fight him are going to be, you know, either level 9 or level 10, and Tamarichu is level 8, but it's not really going to matter, because honestly, Tamarichu could take on both the Pidgey and the Squirtle that he's coming at me with. So he's going to be crying after this, because obviously, as you see, that's super effective, and Pidgey didn't even do 1 tiny iota of damage. All right, Tamari learned Thunder Wave. That's going to be definitely helpful. So actually, before I take Tamari out for the next battle, I'm going to go ahead and Thunder Wave the Squirtle. It's funny that he actually raised his Pidgey to be higher, because usually, obviously, it seems to be the trend that most people raise their starter, you know, to be higher levels than any of them. And if that's not the case, at least when you only have 2 Pokemon, generally your starter is going to be higher than your other Pokemon, but whatever, it's the disliker's choice. I'm not going to fight with him, but he's just going to be a disliker, and I'm hoping that Mrs. Kendo will take this battle out easily. He's fully paralyzed. Of course, I don't really suspect any problem. These tackles aren't doing a whole lot of damage, but it's, you know, not going to, it's pretty much a one-sided fight right now, is what I'm trying to say. So I have no doubts, Mrs. Kendo about to take home the victory. Oh, a little tiny iota of life. I like that word, I guess, tiny iota. And so Squirtle is now defeated. That means that the disliker is defeated as well. So Dr. Kendo defeated dislike, i.e. disliker. Ah, you just lucked out. Of course I did. My Pokemon are all like 10 times better than yours, so it's, of course it's just luck. But I think we'll have to go ahead and end here. Obviously, grinding and stuff like that to lead up until this moment has kind of taken more time than I guess it should, maybe. But for real, I am definitely going to move on, make progress now, going towards the storyline and everything like that. Not so much grinding at this point anymore. We have defeated the disliker, so we could go ahead and just save here, and in the next episode, hopefully you'll see something that you enjoy. And I hope you enjoyed this one. So please also, if you make videos out there, or if you have anything to say about my videos, talk about your inspirations, or talk about if you're inspired from anything that I do. I would love to hear that. That's just, you know, honestly, that's a YouTube-gasm for me, I would say. And so I really appreciate it. Everybody out there rocks that's watching this, and talk to me anytime. So I'll catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing. A bit of viciousness and ambitiousness, all with it. That's the way I make my project live eternity's hours. Even do it all without the help of any superpowers.
I just might go and blast them up.
To get these bulls on my side.
Let's just hope they're fast enough.
So don't be the one to die.